All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Elijah Felix. I'm a leadership expert, but I'm also a financial trading enthusiast. And I basically trade binary options. We're going to do a lot of programs, training sections, conduct a lot of training sections on Forex binary options. But for the purpose of this brief presentation, I just want to appetize or whet your appetite on what is to come. And I'm just going to recap briefly on the previous presentation I had the last time. And also, I would throw little light on financial trading through fundamental analysis and technical analysis. I just have a bit of power outage. Please bear with me. All right. I'm sorry about that. Hope you can see my face. So like I was saying, in the last video, I made a presentation on Forex, a game of chance or an act of precision. It means that it's more like a logical argument for or against Forex, not being Forex trading, not being being traded precisely or taking chances as gambling. Because a lot of persons have this misconception about trading that, oh, there's no difference between financial trading and just mere gambling. The two are not the same. However, you can actually approach financial trading as a gambler with a gambler's mindset if you are not precise. Now, what I mean is, if you go to the market through, let's say, through you access the market through your broker, you created an account in the brokerage firm, and then you have this mind, oh, I want to just make a decision because my friend is, or I had that I need to buy, then I have to buy, or I had that I need to sell, then I have to sell. You don't even understand the process of the market. You don't understand the way things are done. You don't even understand the chart. You don't even understand support and resistance. You don't even understand continuing the trend. You don't understand pullback and some technical aspect of the market. So when you just approach it based on what you feel at that point in time, you're a gambler, you're not a trader. So the market could actually go in your favor in that time, good. And then you might be lucky you will pass. Yeah, you win the trade, but that does not make you a trader. You're a gambler. But as a trader, before you go to trading, you have to be very, very precise and very, very analytical. Means that you will go and analyze the chart. When you analyze the chart, probably before you analyze the chart, you take your time to understand what the news is talking about, news analysis, and then fundamental analysis, and then before you go and make your decision on the chart. So that's what makes you, and also a bit of risk management and self-awareness, which is emotional awareness or emotional intelligence, what you call trading psychology. So last time I talked about, of course, I said that for the forex market, the in forex market as the largest capital of the capital market in the world, the forex market is being traded in pair, just like you have you may have example US dollar, a Great British pounds against the US dollar, which is that the forex market is a simultaneous buying and selling of currency that makes the market traded in pairs. So, and then of course, I said some things about the how it all started in 1971, floating rate of the US dollar to float against different market pressure and enabling anybody that have access to internet technology. Anybody that have the advent of technology, any person that have access to internet technology, open an account through a brokerage firm and be able to access the market. That is in the late 90s or so. But as out of the late 80s rather, but as out of 1971, people that have access to the market were usually large commercial banks and various government institutions and the rest. And then of course, now to the crux of the market for today. Fundamental analysis is news analysis. So how I basically place my trade in the morning when I wake up or before I place my trade any day, I first of all go check the news. Now, fundamental analysis, this is what we do. We go and check the Okay, so look at this website. You can see this website. This is where I basically check my news. One of the websites. I'm going to introduce more of, tell you more about other websites where I can get access to fundamental analysis, news, and all those things, subsequent training programs. This is just a very free presentation. Maybe when you pay for my classes, you join up with the free, join my Telegram channel in the link below. There's a Telegram channel link, so you will get access to information. And when we are going to do our paid training program, we'll talk more about fundamental analysis, how another website you can visit. But for the purpose of this presentation, I'm just going to use last week. On Friday, I actually placed some trades, and then I didn't just, as a binary options trader, I didn't just go to the market that way. So Joe Biden was elected as president. And the market has been, US market, most of the US market has been quite consolidating during the election period. And Joe Biden has been elected as president. So the market is anticipating good pairs. So US pairs. So like the Great Britain versus USD or USD CAD, USD GPY, Euro USD, and the rest. So we are waiting for basically the government should release some ideas or some information or some instructions or some policies, and before it will inform decision of the makers. So this is how this works. So as it is, you can see how I generate my data. When you see the red flag, it signifies that this has high impact on the market. You see the amber, yellow has medium impact, and amber the least impact too. But as a beginner, it's always good to focus on the red flag. So for instance, this is French for Euro currency, French flash services. You come here, you want to read about it. You can read a brief note. You click on this. Okay, you can see they said for the French flash PMI, I guess from um, relating to the French government and all these things. Level of the diffusion of index based on survey purchasing managers in the services industry. Now, usual effect, if the actual is greater than the forecast, it's good for the currency. So that's it. Basically, this has to do with macro and micro economics. I know many of us that actually trade the financial market are not economists as professionals, or probably you were not taught, you were not opportune to study it as a course in the high school or in the university or in the college. So, but basically, with the little knowledge we have, you can decide to um, reduce your attention on more on the technicalities, focus more on the figures. So yeah, they've told you already that when the actual is greater than the forecast, it's good for the currency. If the actual figure is less than the forecast, it's bad for the currency, because at that point in time, it means that particular currency will fall. So if it is Euro USD, it means that the euro will fall against the US dollar. If it's good, it means that the euro will increase against the US dollar. Of course, there are many factors that influence this uh, fundamental analysis, because as news is being released, or as data is being released for a particular currency, another currency's data is being released simultaneously on that. So it's possible that the two of them come out bad, or the two of them come out good for the currency. But what makes one stronger than the other is relative to themselves, their economies, and some other factors. So it's a whole lot of things entirely. But maybe subsequent program, where training programs, I'm going to talk more about that. So basically, this is the way I place my trade money. I look at the sentiment of the market, the general sentiment of the market. What is the market saying? All the red flags. This is another one, German flash services. This one was French flash services. Okay, let's check another one. That's for on Friday. But let me talk about Monday. Okay, for my Monday is 25th. That's tomorrow. Okay, we seem not to have any red flag on Monday. It means that the currencies that we have news for, they will not have much impact on the market. For instance, black signifies bank holiday. So in Australia, there is bank holiday. Australia, the banks in Australia are probably public holiday or something, they won't open. And then of course, this is the euro, Chinese yuan. This is euro. There is not much impact on tomorrow. The news is not going to have much impact on the market. The same thing with the New Zealand and Japanese yen. The impact is quite obvious. Like this signifies no change for the Japanese yen. So it's going to maintain the status quo. I started school as of last week Friday. So when I go to the market tomorrow, once there is no news, what I'm going to do is just look at the charts and make I identify my support and resistance or my trend continuation pattern. So this is basically how we trade fundamental analysis. For now, I want you to stick with this one, this information for now. I'm going to do another video to make another presentation on technical analysis, but let me just throw a little light on technical analysis. Technical analysis. Okay, here we are. So fundamental analysis is news analysis, but for technical analysis, you know, I've always said that the market repeats itself. The last presentation I made shows that I was able to tell you that, or prove that human activities or human senses, human activities, human responses, human stimulus against certain situation in time past is always similar to similar situation in the future. For instance, if you have a hurricane or some form of natural disaster that affects of widespread fire, for instance, that burns a lot of cash crops in a particular country, it will affect farmers' products. Therefore, it's going to have negative impact on the economy. The way people react to that in time past is same if it occurs again in the future. People will still react to it. It doesn't matter if the people are different, because we are humans. We have similar way of, as humans, way of reacting to things. Now, if government is making some certain policies, there's nothing new under the earth. That's what they say. So no matter how the new invention or new idea or new solution government is bringing to solve a particular problem or address a particular issue in the economy, just look at, for instance, the COVID-19. For instance, COVID-19 is a new kind of pandemic, but 100 years ago there was a pandemic that affected a lot of persons in the world too, and then the same reaction, even though the internet technology was not present there, but basically it's going to be the same, almost similar kind of reaction. The only difference is that we have high impact now because of the rate at which people travel now. People always travel because globalization and some other things, advent of science and technology, breaking barriers of traveling, airplane and sea. So you can easily spread um, the pandemic can easily spread or spread faster compared to before. But basically, the reaction to humans to these situations are the same. So technical analysis is mathematical statistical analysis of the chart. It just gives you a reliable pattern, reliable probabilistic pattern. Reliable in the sense that you can actually create an edge. Probabilistic means that each edge each edge has its own unique outcome, irrespective of the other one. So in the next video I'm going to be talking more about technical analysis, and then subsequently we're going to release information on our forthcoming um, training program. If you want to know more about our forthcoming training program, you have to subscribe to my Telegram channel. The links is going to be is in the description below. So just check the description below. Click on the link, it will take you to the Telegram channel. I normally post my daily trades, how I pick my options trade, I post it and the rest. So you can just follow up, and then so that you get information on when we are going to be having our training programs, and then you know how to pay for the program so that you can benefit from